Good afternoon, everybody. It's Patrick, and it's after work, and it's Abigail. Wait, show the other side of your finger so they can see your nail polish. Look at this. My little sister wearing nail polish. She's all grown up. Yep, we're doing the whole driving back from work/school thing again today. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening. We just had a nice dinner at 99 Restaurant. So if 99 Restaurant wants to reimburse me for promoting their restaurant on YouTube, they can hook us up with a free lunch next time.
With dessert?
With dessert, of course. Preferably something with chocolate in it. Obviously.
Who do they think we are?
Yes, who indeed. Wow, that truck's going fast. There's more patients on my caseload now, but I had a pretty light day today. And the trial of charting from the field was a success. I found that I was able to chart using that little MiFi gizmo they gave me, so I'm glad that's working well. And then after all my visits were done, I went to my own doctor and had an office appointment with him, and talked over all the tests or whatever that we had to do, because he saw that like back in 2005 I had high cholesterol, and I haven't had it checked since then. So he made out a lab slip for me, and he's going to test my thyroid function, because my mom and my co-host here have thyroid issues.
And his aunt.
And my aunt, yeah. All those people have thyroid issues. So they're going to do some thyroid tests. And then I mentioned my grandma's celiac disease, and he ordered a celiac panel for me too. But he said, well, just cut wheat out of your diet and see if you feel better. But I think he's overestimating my self-knowledge.
And discipline.
And discipline, yes. Well, we do, as our Aikido teacher told us, we do live in our minds. So it might not be obvious if a difference is because of my diet, or I'm just feeling different that day. And I showed them my sparkly new insurance card. I'd pull it out, but it's in my wallet now. So my doctor congratulated me on having insurance, and I congratulated him on his successful cardiac procedure. And it was congratulations all around. He looks good, by the way.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So that police officer wasn't coming over to chastise and or pull us over?
I don't think so. I think they just do that just because they're cops and they can.
Oh, just to scare the hell out of people?
Well, this is where the state trooper barracks is, so they're allowed to switch sides by cutting through the middle if they have to.
Oh, okay.
Because it's quicker than going all the way down at an exit and coming back around the other side.
I was somehow certain they were coming just for us.
No, yeah, I always think that too. My heart skips a beat.
Well, you were speeding.
Well, everybody's speeding.
Well, that's true.
As long as it's not more than like 5 miles over the speed limit, they don't bother you. Oh, I was?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, whatever. If he pulls me over, that'll make for a fun episode.
Oh, yeah. We can have a special guest star.
A special guest star, State Trooper Mr. So-and-so.
Ask him what he thinks of healthcare.
Yes.
Do you have any family or friends in the hospice system?
Just so you know, sir, I'm video recording this encounter for quality assurance purposes. For quality assurance and training purposes, I'm recording this arrest. Yes. It'll see all of my parking tickets in the back seat. I got like 2 of them.
Oh, God.
Can you see them? See them back there? See the parking tickets?
Oh, yeah. That's how I can tell you're a bad seed.
I keep forgetting to pay those, too. I always wait until the price tag doubles and then I pay them off.
Because you really want to contribute to your local government.
Yeah, well, I figure all the extra processing time and how much longer it's in their system, I bet they lose money on it.
Okay.
It's my own form of passive resistance.
Paying them more.
Paying them more late. Paying them more later. Just like credit cards. Oh, the way I see it, I'm just paying for, I think that's a reasonable price for a good parking spot. If, all the other parking spots are full and I park somewhere where I get fined $25.
Oh, gosh.
It's still working?
Yes, it's still working.
Okay, good. Let's see if I can, here, you hold this. You entertain the studio audience.
Oh, God. We're going off the road. We're gonna die. He's a madman. Mother, if you see this, it's all his fault. Also, I love you.
What did you say? I love you?
Yes. Shut up.
Yeah, when I made the album for Ryan's wedding pictures that I took,
Yeah.
I almost called it With This Wing Ivy Red.
With this wing ivy wet.
But I didn't. I mean, we all thought it was cute, but I didn't want to disparage him or anything. Oh, my hazards are on. I better turn those off. Where's my... Oh, here they are.
Just giving the cops all sorts of reasons.
I know, right? Yeah, pull me over, please. I'm swerving all over the place.
It'll make for a great episode. It's like he doesn't understand.
Yeah. Oh, that was exciting. So yeah, Ryan's wedding was pretty fun. I really hate going to weddings. They really make me miserable, but I guess when it's your own family, it's a little more tolerable. And I feel like I was the only one there not drinking, so except for that one glass of champagne.
Hey, I wasn't.
Well, yeah, you were drinking milk though, and you know how you get when you're hitting the milk.
So crazy, so crazy. It's all that excess calcium goes straight to my head.
Yeah, straight to your synaptic junctions.
Does something interesting happen if those calcinate?
Well,
Probably you die.
There's a couple. Let's not get into that. That's fine.
Okay, sorry.
There's a couple of things wrong with that statement. That's all right though.
I was doing it on purpose. Maybe.
But yeah, during the wedding was a record-setting snowstorm. Those of you who live in the Northeast may remember that yesterday or the day before we had a record-breaking snowstorm. So there was like zero visibility and snow was coming down in torrents. Is it still torrents if it's snow? Can you have torrents of snow? Or is torrents only for rain?
I think we'll allow it this time.
Yeah, okay. We'll let that one slide? All right.
Yeah.
But it made taking the pictures outside of the bridal party very interesting. Because the photographer was really high energy, and he's like, hold up the umbrella higher! Higher! No, Meredith! The assistant's name was Meredith. Meredith, lose the umbrella! Okay, now brush off his jacket! Brush it off again! It was like total chaos. It was pretty cool though. The photographer was a lot of fun. So I sort of nudged Meredith. I'm like, hey, he seems like he's fun to work with, huh? Never a dull moment?
I asked her to dance with me, but she said she wasn't allowed.
Yeah, it's not allowed.
It was sad.
I gotta figure out why that thing keeps falling off. It happens sometimes, like when I'm driving. It's obnoxious. Oh good, that's just a hair on the screen. I thought it was a crack. This thing's pretty sturdy. No, don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it.
Sorry, never again.
Oh, yeah, you mess with the focus.
Oh god.
It's okay. It's still recording, it's fine. But yeah, I mean, I've dropped this thing. I've thrown it across the room. I've dropped it on concrete. I've dropped it on like linoleum floors, and you name it.
You make fun of me for going through laptops.
Yeah, but I mean, the point is, I haven't gone through this. You know,
Okay,
like I drop it over and over again, and it still works fine.
But not for lack of trying.
Not for lack of trying. Yeah, but I mean, I laugh at my friends who have iPhones and they like, you know, drop it on the counter once and it's all cracked. Funny. This Samsung is really good. I have faith in Samsung. They make good stuff. Like our TV's a Samsung.
Okay, so now 99 and Samsung need to give us coupons, right?
Yeah, Samsung and 99.
Oh, what's money?
Oh, or some free swag. Samsung, if you're listening, keep up the good work. I'm a little ticked at Sony. I sent them an email to ask them if it was possible for me to get my Tenorian sent in and repaired. I got this thing called a Tenorian. It's like a $1,000 designer musical instrument. It's like a box about that big, or like a rectangle, and you hit buttons and it lights up and it makes music. It's like a programmable MIDI controller kind of, designed by the same guy who made the PSP game Electroplankton, if you're familiar with novel.
Electroplankton?
Electroplankton was like a game kind of like the Tenorian, where they were like little widgets that you play around with and they make music, you know? Same kind of idea.
Okay.
But I wrote them an email and they never wrote back to me. And then I had it in my, like, you know, my black messenger bag.
Yeah.
When I was pulling away from the home, I didn't realize that I dragged the bag underneath me, and it was like stuck like behind, in between the wheel and the rest of the car.
Oh.
And like the back of the casing got like all like messed up. I'd pretty much run it over, but it still works.
Really?
It still works.
Oh, okay. It's bad that they didn't get back to you, but they do deserve some sort of congratulations on that.
Well, yeah, for $1,000 designer musical instruments, it damn well better survive being run over. I thought the I thought the actual housing of it was made out of some kind of magnesium alloy, but it turns out it was just shiny plastic. So I ripped off the battery enclosure, is just ripped off. It still works. It's functional. The coverings of the grill in front of one of the speakers is busted, but the speakers themselves still work. So I don't use it all that much anyway. I haven't really had time or inclination to do music projects lately.
I bet you and some of your hospice patients could jam out.
Well, a lot of them don't have very good coordination. You know, I did actually suggest over the phone. The patient says we'll talk about it later, but I did suggest to somebody who used to work in what do you call it? Like municipal planning, you know, like city planning or whatever. I mentioned to him the kind of city management simulation games that I play. Like, oh, have you ever thought of, you ever played any of those city, like, simulation games? Have you ever checked that out? He's like, no, we'll talk about that next time you visit. So, I'll mention to him a couple of my favorites. Because this person mentioned, he mentioned missing being at work, you know. He's, like, a really intelligent guy. And, I know I really enjoy, the one that I like, the one that I'm playing right now is Cities XL 2012. But it looks like it's just like an add-on pack for Cities XL 2011. I haven't been playing it long enough to see if it still has that nasty memory leak problem. Because once your traffic simulation gets above a certain complexity, the game will like slow down and start chugging to like almost to a halt. It'll get like really slow all of a sudden, like one frame every couple of seconds. But then if you quit the game, and you don't even have to quit the game. If you go back to the main menu and then reload your city, then it plays normally again for a little while. But it's just a memory leak. It's just like sloppy programming, it's really frustrating because that game is probably the best city sim since SimCity 4, which, you know, most people consider the pinnacle of the genre. I guess the company came out with more games after that, but they were, you know, critically panned, like SimCity Societies and crap like that. Cities XL 2012 is a pretty decent city simulator. It's pretty good. It doesn't do a very good job of, well, there's some things that it does well and some things that it doesn't do well, but in terms of like modern 3D, you know, like 3D graphical city simulators with complex traffic simulations, it's pretty much it.
Well, is that a really large genre with a lot to choose from?
No, there's really not. And then there was this other program, I think it was called City Life. There's this game called City Life that had a lot of potential, but when it came down to it, it just really wasn't deep enough. But it had this really interesting mechanic where your city could be designed to support 6 different, I think it's 6 or 7 different, no, I think 8 different social classes. And depending, and so like certain, like there would be red collar and blue collar workers, low, medium, and high income, and then there would be elites, and then there would be the poor. And each group of people, you know, want to live near different kinds of restaurants and shops and attractions that cater to their lifestyles.
Yeah.
But if they have to walk to work past like the areas where the other people that are different from them, like for example, if you put like a restaurant for the did I say red collar workers before?
Yeah.
Like white collar workers and blue collar workers.
Their collars are stained with blood.
Right. If you put like their style of bar, for example, or like bar, nightclub, or restaurant, if they're too close to each other, they'll get into fights in the street. And like
That's pretty neat.
Elites don't like to, you know, be around the lower income people or like things like that. So you have to kind of like, but I mean, that was an interesting mechanic, but the rest of the game was pretty shallow compared to like SimCity 4 or to City Life. So I ended up getting pretty bored with it after a while. Alrighty, well, that's about it.
Thanks for the ride and the meal.
All right, no problem.